I'm a deadlock YouTuber now, a deadlock content creator. And now, look, I have my OBS set up, so you don't have to see my alt tabs. Isn't that great? So I just wanted to talk about this this McGinnis character. And I guess just like kind of going, because McGinnis is a very interesting character. I don't know whether this is true, but I guess it. I'd put money on it. That McGinnis was from a version of Neon Prime that was more like Overwatch or like Rivals, like that, with her being this kind of like heavy engineer type character who's like, I will go slow and be strong defensively, but she's kind of not at home in Deadlock because of that, because like rotating is a very good thing, and like because as a movement you're moving is a very good thing. Just like being able to move more than the other guy is a very strong trait, and McGinnis can't do that because she's standing her ground, and she's standing her ground in a game with a lot of AoEs, with a lot of like traps, for lack of a better word, like Talon Snare, but also like Infernus Dash, Kudzu from Ivy, level 3 Geist Bomb, stuff like that. Just like a lot of things where it's like, it's just not good to stand in one place on this character. So I just wanted to go into like, what do you do with her? And I wanted to kind of take 3 approaches, and I haven't thought these all through so much, but we're gonna go to. So first off, what are the things we want to keep intact? The first thing we want to keep intact is low mobility, because I think we can keep this intact. And like I sit here and I'm like, because the thing is, it's not a thing of like she can't be low mobility. It's a thing of the deck is not stacked in her favor for being low mobility. Because you look at a character like Billy. Billy doesn't have, to my knowledge, any true combos into his melees, which is like a thing like Abrams has. Abrams can go charge or ult into a melee, and Billy doesn't have that. And the reason that Billy can kind of survive as this melee character is because the rewards for doing melees for him are so high. He gets health, he gets ammo, he gets damage amp, right? And like, that's so huge. And of course he has one which is treated as a melee, despite not being one. So I think we don't need to make McGinnis, because if you want to make McGinnis good, you make her like 3-stam. You make her 3-stam and you like get her out of that lowest hash speed bracket, and she's fine, right? She's like a good character. But like, I think we are allowed to say McGinnis is a character who is attached to the hip to Majestic Leap, who is attached to the hip to, you know, extra stamina, to K dash, to arcane surge maybe. I think we're allowed to say that and keep her as this like low mobility character. What else do we want to do? Okay, so what are her strengths? She has the really good gun, and she has the really good 2. That's about it, because her sentries aren't good. Her wall is fine, but not exceptional, because you can just go around it, or like you can wall jump over it, right? Or you do this like a million characters thing, just like you can warp stone over it, right? And then her ult is bad, and that we'll get back to that. But like the 2 is good, and the gun is good. That's like her big strengths. So let's get into what my first design, which is what if we made Heimerdinger? What if this character? So Heimerdinger, in case you don't play League, is like the sentry character. The idea of him is that he's trying to poke you down in lane with his good sentries and his good autos, and then in the late game scale into I stun you and then do a million damage ult, or ult enhanced W, because his ult enhances abilities. So that's just kind of what he does. So the way you do this is I think you make the turrets tankier. Yeah, probably, because usually Heim is played top, where like you can't shoot the turrets, although he does do good bot, and then you also can shoot the turrets because you're an ADC. But like, I think we probably make the turrets tankier, a little bit at least. I think the big thing you should do is change out the tier 1 of turrets change it from a movement slow to a fire rate slow, to just say like, hey, you have to kill these turrets. Like, you have to. And like, I don't know actually what the payout on sentries is, but remove it or just like make it really small. Because like the mental damage of they get paid for shooting my turrets is just terrible. And they make ult good. Ult is very funny. I haven't done like up-to-date testing on this, but from previous testing, if you get 3 ranks in ult versus 1 rank in her 2 to get the fire buff, and then you have equal spending in gun and spirit, the ult would do the same single target damage as the gun, or roughly there, which is really funny because the ult's on a cooldown, right? So it's like, and it's got this huge cast point, so like you can't, like if they just run it, you die. So like, I don't know, it keeps the cast point the same if you want. Like you can keep the cast point the same, but like increase the area and increase the damage and just like make that not a totally useless ability, because like her gun just outstrips it, right? I think like, I don't think you have to nerf her gun for this. Maybe you have to nerf the base numbers a little, but I don't think you have to nerf like her scaling, because I think like naturally if you make the ult worth using and if you make the sentries worth using, make the sentries do like some amount of damage as well. Or maybe you don't make them do more damage. Maybe you just reduce the cooldown, because like one of the big things with like turret mcginnis or whatever is not bad if you get set up like 30 seconds in advance, which is terrible, of course. Like it's a bad strategy because you have to get set up in advance, but it's not a bad strategy because it doesn't do enough damage. So I think like reduce the cooldown in the sentries and make them apply fire rate slow in order to trade better in lane, and then make the ult not totally worthless. And that's like what you do, like make this like a Heimerdinger function. And then like this is a more like kind of what she is now. And this is just kind of like because right now she's like this character who's going like mostly gun, but then probably building like some, like at least what I'm doing on this character, but I don't know what like Wanderers do. I think Wander's like the one, I'm not sure. Whatever like the mcginnis experts are doing, but what I've been doing on her lately on the games I played is just kind of going like 90% in the gun, but then just getting your 4.8k in spirit with like surge of power and like quicksilver reload. So for that, I think still keep like the fire rate slow. I don't know what you do for this though. Like this is the thing. He's like, what do you do to make this character good? Like this is the reason I'm just kind of like trying to hash this out right now, because it's like, what do you do to make her good? Can you like do anything with this design? It's okay. So like, the 2 is good. The one, because I'm trying to not. We'll get to kind of like rework suggestions, like full on like get rid of abilities and change them for new ones. But like, I think if you want to keep her the same, I think you just have to nerf the gun, or make the turrets good. That's probably the actual answer. I think like this is kind of the same as like the Heimerdinger answer. If you want her to be this like hybrid sentry gun character, is like probably like make an upgrade that makes 2 larger, her med spec larger, like a larger radius, and then make the 1 cooldown lower so it can work with QSR and surge of power better, I guess. But like surge of power is you're putting on 2. You're putting the surge power on 2, so it's like what do you do? Or you can make it so like maybe you don't increase the size of med spec, but just give you like a debuff reducer, like while you're because that doesn't work either, because it's not like debuff. It's like kudzu or kudzu, however you pronounce it. So it's like they're not applying a DOT to you and then it's going away. You know what I mean? Make the if it's in the radius, make the tick rate of traps go down. Like make it tick slower and go away faster. just code a completely new thing just for mcginnis that just make it. Well, you genuinely could, like, if you want to make this character good, what you can do is just like make it so fire path doesn't work in there. Just like fire path or kudzu, they just go away when they're in the radius. What do you do for like the actual answer is like, what do you do for this character? Is you literally just make this character heavy weapons guy. Is you just make this character heavy. You get rid of her one, and you get rid of her ult, and like I don't know, like maybe her ult can be like a big dumb turret, like Heimerdinger's RQ, and then like her one should be like a Torbjorn armor pack or something. There's like some like vaguely engineery, workshoppy, sciencey thing. Then like she throws an allies and gives them shield or barrier or whatever, or like fire rate. Just give them fire rate. Like just make it like make this character do something that isn't these terrible sentry. Like the wall works. You know, the wall works. So like just like imbue them, cause like what I don't know if you're I don't know if you're ready to talk about this, but like in the Geist visual novel, mcginnis makes Geist some like stupid seal to like trap Oathkeeper, right? So it's like sure, like do that, like or like some like soul empowering device that gives you like flat damage or something. like just like something like that. Like you could also push her in like a more supportive direction, but that sucks. Like it's like you would have to get rid of you'd have to make the gun totally different to put it in a support direction. Or if you wanted to like if you want to do something with this middle one, which is like hybrid gun sentry, you can make her focus on like debuffs. So like maybe the sentries don't do more damage. Maybe it's like a fire rate slow and then like a movement slow, and then like reducing resistances or something for the tier 3. So the idea is like the sentries play a totally supportive role. And then you're just like throwing them down to like proc your QSR and then like playing with your structure power. Like maybe that's it. Like maybe that's the answer. Like I don't know. Like this is the thing with this character is it's so tough to be a character in a game where the locus of battle moves around so quickly with regards to like you just move around, you're jumping around, and like this character wants to like get to a fight early, set up, and then have the entire fight happen there in her good zone, and like that just doesn't happen. It's like great, that happens on like what Walker defense, what base defense, you're losing. Like this is a character who's good when you're losing, and that's bad. It's a bad trait, it's a bad thing to be. So it's like I don't know, I guess like you can do like a Heimerdinger thing of like this is like a lane bully into like AoE nuker, or you can do like this, which I guess is like kind of like a debuff focused, like you're playing like a hybrid spirit gun and like a debuff focused thing, I guess. That's what you're doing. And then this is like, what if you were just like full heavy? I was just like, what if you were like you had like a sandwich type thing on your one, and then like maybe you have like a big turret for your roll, and like that's kind of like the engineering thing she does. That's like my kind of and you can do like you can do like maybe you do a support thing. Like maybe you do a support thing, but the support thing is like what are you? That's wrong. What do you do with the support thing? It's like what you make her 2 better, but her 2's good, so you don't need to buff the 2. You would need it to be like this is what I'm imagining this is of like what if the ones like what if the sentries applied good debuffs, where it's like your support thing would be applying good debuffs to your turrets, but like so that's just kind of the same thing, except like this would be you would just nerf the gun and like make the sentries better, and then this would be you keep the gun the same and make the sentries better. And then I just kind of wanted to address like another thing, which I think you maybe shouldn't make this character good. Like because it's this thing of like maybe you shouldn't do any of this, and she should just be this kind of like boil on the game, because like imagine if mcginnis is good. Like wouldn't that suck? Wouldn't it suck really bad if we did this and it's like great, now we have to deal with Heimerdinger and a movement shooter? You know how cool mini sentries are in TF2? Imagine if everywhere there were mini sentries. So it's like I don't know, maybe you shouldn't do any of this. Maybe the answer is that mcginnis should just always be bad, But I'm not satisfied with that, you know? I want this character to be good. And I think maybe there's some other answer to like what should you do with this character. And I'm all ears for it. But like I think without trying to change these principles, like her gun is good, her med spec is good, and her mobility is bad. Like, because again, if you want to make her good, just give her 3 stam. Just give her like decent dash speed or something, right? Like that's how you make her good. But like I think trying to give her a more kind of holistic kit would be interesting, as opposed to like her current design where it's like you're kind of just ignoring your 1 and your 4 and your 3 is just okay. So you're basically just like a gun with a 2, which is kind of like what Bebop is. Like you look at Bebop and he's kind of the same character, but like his bombs are so cleansable and his ult is so bad that you're really just playing like I have a hook and I have a gun. And like your 1, but your 1 could just be like an extension of your hook, right? Like you're never just hitting the hook, the punch. I guess you can like hit a punch into a hook. Oh, that's not cool. But like I don't know, it's just like the same thing. It's just the same thing. Like there's like characters in a Deadlock who are like half a character, because they just don't have like not all of their abilities are good, plain and simple. Which I think is just a shame. I think it's just a shame. I think that they should maybe think about changing these things. These are my sincere thoughts on the subject. This video sucks. I'm still uploading it. I don't care. Bye.